this language about my parents. Look, these jungle bunnies coming. They're coming and taking our jobs. They're taking our homes. And now you have black people in this country who've come up through that very system, turn around and say, oh, look at these fucking Eastern Europeans. Come and take over our jobs, sure. Our homes, yeah, our homes, our. They'd have you on the nearest fucking banana boat home, motherfucker, about our homes. And that's why I say, Nick Griffin from the BNP, British National Party. They even stifle that. Nick Griffin he means nothing. Nick Griffin hasn't said any more than what the Conservative Party or the Labour Party have said through their policies. These are the people who are in power. The new Labour Party and the Conservative Party are more racist than the BNP. Every elections, what do they talk about? Immigration. Oh, immigrants. They play and they stoke the fucking fire of racism. You have David Cameron talking about, oh, multiculturalism doesn't work in this country. Fuck you, you clown. Multiculturalism has worked in this country. Your gripe is not about multiculturalism. Your gripe is about Islam. It's about Muslims. And so you use the guise of multiculturalism to attack Islam. Multiculturalism is about integration. That has worked. I eat fucking fish and chips too. I might watch the occasional episode of X Factor too. Okay. Black people have integrated into the system. Multiculturalism has worked. That's one of the greatest achievements of Britishness. In that, an Asian, an Indian, a Pakistani, a Bangladeshi can arrive in England as they did in the 60s. They set up their communities, I'm using stereotypes, in Southall. The Asian woman still wears her sari with pride, just as good as how she wore it when she was back home in India. Oh, dearie me. Don't mind the accent, it's not very good. Do you speak English here? No, not very much. They've been in the country for 40 odd years and still speak with a strong accent. But they can still celebrate their culture in their communities. In Brixton, the Jamaican community, I grew up in this country. I didn't grow up on pizza, on chips. I grew up on yam and banana, dasheen and chocha, curry mutton, jerk chicken. I grew up eating mango and banana. The first time I had pizza in my life was when I was about 13. I came home from school one day and my mother made pizza and put it on the table when my dad came home from work. And my mother said, it's pizza. My dad said, pizza? Pizza? What damn pizza? And he took his arm and he swiped it off the table and the pizza splashed on the wall. I will never forget it. We just didn't eat that type of food. I remember going to my white friends' houses and they'd be having sausages, bacon, baked beans and toast at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I thought, fucking hell, that's breakfast. They're fucking, but that's what I did. That was your shit. So the cultures began to mix. Understand it. This is where we came from. This was the multiculturalism that we put on the map. I also have friends who went to America and family. America is the most conformist nation on earth. The same Asian who went to Southall and still can't speak English too good, just like my father. My father came to England about 40 odd years ago. He still speaks with a very, very strong Yardi accent, like he never left. When I've got friends come over, they say, what's he say? I think he's speaking English because I'm used to the tones. What's he talking about? It's like he never left. That was multiculturalism. Likewise, when we had people emigrate to Britain, we had family who emigrated to America. I remember in the 80s, I was in the States, and I had a friend, a family, my cousin, had just moved over to America. And I kid you not, he came over to America saying, yeah man, I want a blood clot, man, everything was crisp, everything nice, niceness. By the time I left in 6 weeks' time, he was like, hey there buddy, how you doing? Hey there buddy. Sorry, pardon. You say, hey there, buddy, how you doing? Because America is a much more conformist society, whereby other is not tolerated. So you will have the Asian who arrives in a sari, and within a few weeks, they've got the New York Yankees baseball cap on. Because they cannot afford to look any different. You can come to Britain and walk down Edgware Road and you feel like you're in fucking Lebanon. Smoke a shisha. You can go to Southall and see the saris and the beautiful bright colors worn with all their splendor. You can go to Brixton and see them selling yam and banana and strips of sugar cane and coconut yam and what you want. But you try and find that in America. Really. Of course there are pockets where you have communities who exercise. But I'm saying to you, other is not tolerated, other is not celebrated.
That's why
in America.
Never live in America.
Because America is the most conformist country on earth. And now we get back to Barack Obama. I'm sorry this discussion has taken many turns, but any of you who are familiar with Quentin Tarantino know that there are several plots in one script.
Yes. Good.
So back to Barack Obama. Now we have that little brief cultural understanding. Barack Obama is a media construct created to sell the idea. Because of his cultural background, because being black, you're supposed to know better. You've been oppressed. You were once a slave, even though Barack never was, or his ancestors never were. And that's why Barack Obama got elected too. Had Barack Obama embodied and encompassed 400 years of American slavery, the white voters would never have voted for him. But the fact that Barack Obama is Kenyan, from Africa,
Yes.
that divorced him enough. I remember I went to school in the US. I went to school in DC. I remember when I started my school for the first time, came over from England. And all the kids in the school, all the girls and all the whatnot, hey, say that again, say that again. And then you'd have someone coming by saying, they just couldn't believe a black man spoke English. They didn't believe they were black in England.
Yeah.
But also being black and from England, it also meant that I was all right in America. Because I'm not one of the homegrown niggers. Just like in the 60s. Black Americans couldn't eat here, couldn't go there, couldn't stay in hotels. But if you're an African chief or a prince who came over from some African town with your head wrapped up, an entourage, they would say nothing about it. That was my acceptance in America. I'm black and British, so I don't embody black America. That's the same. Racism is so pernicious that they never like their homegrown niggers. That's why here in England, they never celebrate any